Have you ever been on the verge of getting exactly what you want: a promotion, a great relationship, a personal goal, and then out of nowhere, you do something that completely messes it all up? You procrastinate on the final report, pick a fight with your partner, or just give up right before the finish line. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. This is self-sabotage, and it's one of the most confusing and frustrating human behaviors. But what if I told you it's not because you're lazy or don't want to succeed? What if it's actually your brain's misguided attempt to protect you? Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of why we destroy the very things we want most. We'll uncover the hidden patterns running in your subconscious, and most importantly, explore how to break free from this cycle for good. So, what exactly is happening in our minds when we self-sabotage? It often stems from deep-seated beliefs we formed a long time ago, usually in childhood. These are our core beliefs, the fundamental truths we hold about ourselves and the world. Maybe you grew up feeling like you were never quite good enough, or that love was always conditional. Perhaps you learned that success brought unwanted attention or pressure. These early experiences create a blueprint in our minds. For example, if you believe you're unworthy of love, when someone amazing comes along and treats you with incredible kindness, it creates a massive internal conflict. Your conscious mind is thrilled, but your subconscious mind, the part that runs on old programming, sounds an alarm. It says, "Warning, this doesn't match our core belief. This feels unsafe and unfamiliar." This feeling of discomfort is called cognitive dissonance. It's the mental stress we feel when our actions or new experiences contradict our established beliefs. To resolve this discomfort, our brain will often try to push us back to what's familiar, even if what's familiar is painful. It's like a thermostat set to a certain temperature. If the room gets too hot, meaning if life gets too good and strays too far from your negative self-concept, the internal thermostat kicks in to cool things down. So, you might unconsciously start an argument or find flaws in your partner to push them away, bringing your reality back in line with your belief that you're unworthy of love. This sabotage isn't a conscious choice to ruin your happiness. It's an automatic subconscious reflex to return to a state that feels known and therefore safe. Another major driver of self-sabotage is the fear of failure. This one seems obvious, right? We're afraid of trying and not succeeding, so we don't try at all. But it's more complex than that. Often, by sabotaging ourselves, we create a built-in excuse. If you wait until the last minute to study for a big exam, and then you fail, you can tell yourself, "Well, I would have passed if I'd had more time." This protects your ego. You haven't truly failed based on your abilities. You failed because of the circumstances you created. It's a self-preservation tactic. You control the narrative of your failure, which can feel less painful than giving your absolute best and still falling short. In this strange way, sabotaging your success gives you a sense of control in a situation where you feel vulnerable. But here's the flip side, which is just as powerful and far less talked about: the fear of success. This sounds counterintuitive. Why would anyone be afraid of succeeding? Well, success brings change, and change is scary. Success means higher expectations. If you get that promotion, you'll have more responsibility. If you publish that book, people will expect the next one to be just as good. This is the imposter syndrome kicking in, that nagging feeling that you're a fraud and you're going to be found out at any moment. Success puts you in the spotlight, making you more visible and therefore more vulnerable to criticism and judgment. For some, staying small and unnoticed feels much safer than stepping into the limelight and risking the potential fall that could come with it. So, you might turn down the promotion or never finish the book, all to avoid the perceived pressures and dangers of achieving your goal. So how do we break this destructive cycle? The first and most crucial step is awareness. You can't change a pattern you don't know exists. Start by paying attention to your behavior without judgment. When you find yourself procrastinating, picking fights, or backing away from an opportunity. Pause and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What am I afraid of? What belief about myself is this situation triggering? Keeping a journal can be incredibly helpful here. Write down instances of self-sabotage and try to connect them to the underlying fears or beliefs. For example, I bailed on my date tonight. I felt anxious beforehand because I was worried they wouldn't like the real me. This connects to my belief that I'm not interesting enough. Simply noticing these patterns is a huge victory because it moves the behavior from the unconscious to the conscious, where you can actually do something about it. Once you've identified the patterns, the next step is to challenge those old, limiting beliefs. These beliefs feel like facts, but they're not. They are old stories you've been telling yourself. You have to actively question them. If your belief is, I'm not good enough, find evidence to the contrary. What have you accomplished? What are you proud of? What good qualities do you have? Write them down. Make a list. Every time that negative voice pops up, you can counter it with your list of evidence. This is about rewriting your internal narrative. It's like being a detective of your own mind, looking for clues that disprove the old, unhelpful story and building a case for a new, more empowering one. It takes practice and repetition, but eventually, the new belief will start to feel more real than the old one. Another powerful technique is to redefine your relationship with failure and success. Instead of seeing failure as an indictment of your worth, try to see it as data. It's feedback. It's a lesson on what to do differently next time. Every successful person has a long list of failures behind them. The difference is they didn't let failure define them. Similarly, reframe success. Instead of seeing it as a terrifying mountain of new expectations, see it as a platform for growth. Acknowledge the fear, but don't let it be the driver. You can say to yourself, yes, I'm scared of this new role, but I'm also excited to learn and grow. Allowing yourself to feel both the fear and the excitement is key. You don't have to eliminate fear to move forward. Finally, practice self-compassion. Self-sabotage often comes with a heavy dose of self-criticism. We mess up, and then we beat ourselves up for it, which only reinforces the belief that we're unworthy and creates a vicious cycle. Instead, try treating yourself with the same kindness you would offer a good friend who made a mistake. You'd probably say, hey, it's okay. You're human. What can you learn from this? This isn't about letting yourself off the hook. It's about creating a supportive internal environment that encourages growth instead of shame. Breaking free from self-sabotage is a journey, not an overnight fix. There will be setbacks, but with awareness, by challenging your old beliefs, reframing success and failure, and practicing self-compassion, you can stop being your own worst enemy and start becoming your own greatest ally. Remember, these patterns are often deeply ingrained, and if you find yourself really struggling, seeking support from a therapist or counselor can be incredibly beneficial. They can provide tools and guidance tailored to your specific situation. You deserve to achieve the things you want in life, and you have the power to stop holding yourself back. Thank you so much for watching. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more content on psychology and self-improvement. Let me know in the comments, what's one pattern of self-sabotage you've noticed in your own life? Let's talk about it. See you in the next video.